Welcome to the Man Cave Podcast. This is your escape for real, unscripted conversations about sports, hobbies, life, and storytelling. No scripts, no forced takes, just Man Cave talk. Now, here's your host, Dan Casper.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Man Cave Podcast. Trying to sound fancy. Dan, Brandon. We might as well just make this the Dan and Brandon podcast. Wish you could do this more often.
Well, we know what we'll be doing for it next Friday.
What are we doing next Friday?
Are we going to be doing the...
the draft.
Yeah, our tandem...
What?
Our tandem team draft.
That's right.
Something we've done the last few years. It's always been fun.
Yep.
Break out the mock draft machine, and you pick for the Packers, I pick for the Vikings.
I'm going to give you the best compliment ever. Okay, you ready for this? If I had copious amounts of money where I could pay you to be my co-host daily for the radio show, it'd be.
Oh.
So this is the best we get.
You flatter me, but I generally enjoy when we get together to do these things, and part of the reason I enjoy doing the things that I will do with you, and I enjoy being a fun sidekick.
No, you're not a sidekick. No.
A sidekick for your growing empire.
If only. We're doing pretty good.
You're doing well for yourself.
We're doing pretty good.
You're doing good work.
But no. I love it every Friday. Fridays I look for it. Friday mornings, I am not kidding you, just to get a little off the beaten path here a little bit. Friday mornings, when I wake up, it's like Mondays I usually have a little more energy just because you had the weekend to
start the week,
regroup,
and you got Justice coming in too, so.
Yeah. But then it's like, you could tell later in the week, it gets a little harder way. I was like, oh. Fridays is the hardest to get up, but it's generally the most excited I am because I know Fridays are going to be fun because you are here.
Oh.
So, just say.
Well,
usually I know it's going to be a good show. I don't have to worry about that.
Well, and we're going to be talking today about what was a really fun, not day.
Look at that segue. You are
really
such a pro.
3 or 4
days.
4 days, I guess, technically.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
And then early
Saturday morning.
Yeah, early Saturday. But
yeah.
So, we're going to be talking, kind of giving our roughly 1 year retrospective on our experience of the NFL draft last year.
So it was kind of cool. Well, I mean, because on one hand, you and I went to the first one in Chicago when they started to move.
Yeah, the first one on the road, 2015.
Yep. And I remember we were talking about it last year just to kind of compare how different and how.
I don't think you really can.
You can't. Because I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say this. First of all, 2015, big kudos to Brandon because somehow you found a hotel that was right next to the draft.
We were 2 blocks.
Yeah.
That was complete blind luck.
Mm-hmm.
I will be honest. There's a Holiday Inn right down the road, and I don't even remember. I'll start looking at hotels. Okay, here's a hotel. Oh, it's right down the road. Oh, it's like a Holiday Inn. Oh, it's affordable. Like it wasn't.
Yeah.
What prices were for hotels in more recent years, walking distance from the draft.
I remember looking out the window and you could see the draft like signage.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. But then when you get there, I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say there was a beer tent. A legit beer tent.
Yeah.
I mean, what you think about
like you would
at
see,
a fair or something. A few NFL experience things and that. And that was pretty much it.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
It was all just,
otherwise it was just a big park.
Yeah.
And there were some spots where TV people were set up.
Right. Yep. So, because I remember, I think, NFL Network, we saw like Mariucci doing his spot and all that, but completely different in Green Bay.
Right, and they just had a decade more to kind of hone it.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, I mean, look at all the different places they've gone.
Right. And that was a point. We didn't do the radio show or anything like that. The radio show wasn't really anything at that point.
No, because I think I remember you calling in to talk with Luke, I think.
Yep.
I think he was, were you still in the 1 hour then?
I think so.
So I think I just remember you calling and talking to him on the phone about everything.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so, and to kind of, I guess, it was actually a few years ago when the rumor popped that it was coming to Green Bay. I think you and I were texting right away because I had reserved then a house.
You did. You were on the ball because I will never forget this. I was at Eau Claire Memorial. I think I was there for like Big Rivers Gymnastics meet or something on a Saturday. I think it was.
Yep.
And you would text me, and I'm like, get in on that.
Yep.
Like, boom, right away. Like, because, yeah, that was initially like kind of someone, I forget who, but someone had kind of reported that was the rumor for whatever year that would have been.
It was somebody that was pretty good at like revealing what the schedule was.
Yeah, like it was someone that you had reason to believe could have information.
Yep. So I went on like B&B and got a house and reserved it. And I was like, boom. Because we were going to find people that would be able to pay for.
Right. Yeah. Like we knew we would come out whole.
And then I think it was later that day, my reservation got denied because they were going to up the prices, essentially.
You were too on the ball.
Yeah. Lo and behold, luckily, though, that rumor wasn't true. And the draft wasn't going to be in Green Bay that year. And I had heard from sources, people kind of in the know, the reason, and I can't remember which years they were exactly, but the reason, it might have been like 2020, 2021, whatever. But the reason why then, this was, again, I don't know if it was full on true, the NFL did not give it to Green Bay that year is because they were annoyed with Rodgers and some of his stuff on
other things.
Yeah. So,
interesting.
Yeah. But then 2025, they get it. And still, I still say I went on and got a hotel from Shauna, which before they bumped up the prices.
Right, yeah.
It was still really cheap.
And then we kind of had a little bit of the discussion of like, okay, do we want to get something in Green Bay, pay more? Or Shauna was about 35 minutes out.
Yeah.
And we're like, we can make that drive. Like, it's not, I mean, it's just all highway.
Right.
Like, no, we can do, well, let's do that.
Yep.
Because we're going to be spending a lot of time kind of there, like in Green Bay. Like, basically, that was our home base.
Yep. And if something popped up reasonably priced, then okay.
Yeah, we can always
the free
adjust.
cancellation.
But
but it ended up working out better, I think.
I think so.
Just from a memory standpoint.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
yeah, because we'll get to why.
Yeah. So I mean, we left Wednesday.
Yeah, you picked me up at my place like Wednesday morning.
Yep.
And yeah, because we had the two groups, because we had me and you in the Dan van.
Yep.
Then we had Joshua and Nicholas, who were in their own vehicle, and we were kind of meeting them along the way.
So we met them at Milwaukee Burger in Wausau, but do you remember what happened when we got there?
You didn't want to open the door. Like, we were going to walk in, it's like 12:30. So we're like, oh, we'll get some lunch there. We'll meet them there, and then we'll kind of head over from there together.
Yep.
And like, you went to open the door, and the door wasn't opening. She's like, are they open?
And there was no window, so you couldn't see really.
Yeah, like, so we're like kind of walking around to the side, like, well, it kind of looks like there's people in there. And like, did you just have to like pull harder?
Yeah, you had to really pull hard.
So I just went up there, I'm like, man, let me try. I just, jerked the door and it opened. I'm like, well,
I think people were wondering what we were doing out there too. So.
But I remember when we were there, like the first thing that stuck out to me is like we were there and we got there a little before they did. So we're just sitting at like the bar. And I'm just like, okay, well, obviously you and I have known each other a long time, but I'm just like, okay, I need to kind of feel this out. Like, how are we starting this off here? And then like the first thing you do is order like the biggest mug of beer they have. So I'm like, oh, it's going to be like that. Mm-hmm. All right, well, I'll join right in then.
Yep.
Like, cause I wasn't sure if you're like, oh, well, I'll just get something. Maybe I'll wait till we get there. I'm like, oh no, he's ready to go.
Yep. I was like, that's where we're on. And I think my nerves were kind of kicking in too. Just going into, I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
We didn't.
And with you, obviously, there's so many moving parts because this is all you. Like, you're putting all this stuff together. Mm-hmm. And you had some help like Thursday morning of back here, just making sure, trying to make things the best we could. And we'll get to that part too. But
yeah. So, yeah, I mean, then we went, after done eating. So we had it set up. We were actually doing the show Thursday morning from a yard in one of those houses from Green, like off of Lombardi Avenue. Now, Lombardi Avenue was shut down. There was no cars.
There was like concrete beams. Like, you're not getting past.
Yep. And I mean, even the fencing had guards on it, so you couldn't even see through the fencing. Remember, and that,
like, it was kind of used as a bit of a walkway too.
Yeah,
because like the Thursday morning up, people were walking by us.
Yeah, but I just remember when we pulled up to the house. First of all the other media people who rented houses, like Matt Liner, I think
he was like 3 or 4 houses down because that's where he was doing like his show.
He had a big stage in the backyard of this house.
Like seeing the amount of like people that were moving things in just for that. Like, did we see like a catering truck?
Catering,
Yeah, there's
yep.
a catering truck by one of them. Like,
Yep.
like people that were, I mean, they were going on, and that's cool. Like,
Yep.
that's really cool that they were like, we're just gonna get a house.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And I remember pulling up, and they must have been doing like the testing because the voice, the draft voice was doing announcing.
Yeah, you
and
could
that.
hear you could hear like they were like when they do like before the national anthem and stuff, like they were just doing like I'm sure the stuff that's taped that they just play there.
Yep.
But like they were just doing a run through, and like you couldn't really see, but you could hear it, and you could see the stage. You couldn't really see what's on the stage, but like yeah.
So we went to the house first just to kind of get the landscape of everything and such, and that was actually a nice day. I remember.
Yeah, that was the nicest day we had there. It was like sunny and like 60.
Yep.
It was very pleasant. So yeah.
So then we went to the hotel then.
Yeah, because we went and we did the run through, kind of just. I think did we even record a little something there? I forget.
I don't think we did.
No, maybe we did. I think we just took some pictures.
Yeah, I think that's what it
was.
But
we just did a run through to make sure everything was on the up and up, and it was. And then we made our way back to Shawano, and we're like, okay, well, we'll go, try a couple local haunts, just see what see what there is to see. Because I mean, I'll be honest, I've never been in Shawano. I've always just driven by Shawano.
I've been to like the flea market when I was younger in Shawano and such.
Right.
But.
So we got all set up at the hotel.
Yep.
And then there's a brewery, and
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, I'll say I'll. So yeah, we were like, okay, the four of us, we're gonna go. We'll go get something to eat. Maybe have a couple of beverages somewhere else too. But let's just go and take in the town a little bit because we're gonna have a little bit of time for it. Mm-hmm. And we're looking around like, oh, there's a brewery in town. Okay, well, it looks like they make food and stuff. So okay, this looks like this could be a kind of a best of both worlds, everything we're looking for situation. And we go and we park. We're like, this doesn't really look like a brewery. But it was actually
Stubborn Brothers.
That's it, Stubborn Brothers. It was actually it was built or remodeled out of an old theater.
Yep.
And you could the theater stage was still there.
Yeah, which is really cool.
It was.
Because it was like kind of down too.
Yeah, because we were up a little bit more. Like you would be at the back of the theater where the bar was.
Yep.
And yeah, so we went there and we all ordered food. Like their food was really good. The beverages were good. I guess I got a boot.
You did.
Because once I saw they had the different sizes, I'm like, well, they got a boot. I'm like. Kind of going off to when we stopped at Milwaukee Burger, I'm like, well, I kind of got to do it, right? Like, okay, so I got a boot.
Yep.
And because of the fact that I've watched Beer Fest, I learned how to handle the bubble once I got to that part of the boot.
Did. Yep.
You did. Spin the boot.
I remember Nick and Josh, I think, ordered soup. Did you order soup too?
I did order the soup. The soup was really good.
I remember you guys were ordering soup.
Because I was kind of on a soup kick that week because I don't know if I order soup anywhere else, but I'm like, I'm going to get the soup. And then, cause some people got pizza, some got sandwiches, but it was all good.
It was.
And we were talking to the owner for a bit. He was really nice.
Yep.
No, it was just a good, entertaining time. So,
I will say though, Shawano was more of a ghost town than I kind of thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
That sort of thing, and that. And I know they kind of talked about trying to rebuild it back up and that sort of thing. But,
yeah. So we went back to the hotel, and then we're like, okay, well, because we parked back at the hotel, and then we're like, well. Because I feel like when we first got there, we pointed out the bowling alley.
We did.
We're like, we have to go there.
Yeah.
Because there's a bowling alley right across from our hotel. We're like, we have to go there.
Yep.
Because it had kind of an older school feel to it. I'm like, yeah, okay, we're going to go there.
Yeah.
So
I swear, was probably the highlight of your whole weekend, even with the
I love that bowling alley.
You did.
So, yeah, we walk across the road.
And
Because, it's got a big parking lot. We walk in, and, you could go one way, you could go left and go to the bar. You could go right to the bowling alley. I think I'm the only one that actually went straight to the bar.
Yeah.
You guys went to shake in the bowling alley. I'm like,
I think they had a Turtles pinball machine or something like that had
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But we were there and kind of walking around a little bit, and I love the decor because it was just like
NASCAR.
90s and 2000s, like NASCAR mirrors. So there's like a Dale Earnhardt Jr. Budweiser one, like a Rusty Wallace one. I think there was like a Bobby Labonte one. There was just a bunch of this place is sweet. We all just sat down at the bar and we're talking to the people. And at first, I kind of had the feeling of okay, these people know you're not.
We're not regulars.
Yeah, but then within 5 minutes, we're just BSing with all of them, and what are you guys doing in town? We told them oh yeah, we're just. It was cool. You just kind of had to have that icebreaker.
Yep.
So we had some beverages and we're talking to people there and I think
wasn't there a party? There was or something. There was a younger group in the back or
there's
something
going.
That.
There's something.
It was. I think it was just two young kids in love. We'll just put it that way. That sort of thing.
But yeah, so we went there. We were there for pretty much the rest of that night. I was a little bummed because there was a bar down the road. We never went to it.
No.
And I wanted to, like, because I think our thing was like,
we saw the sign, the light. It was like the old school bars with the, where they have the sign out and then the name underneath, like an old style sign.
Yeah. So we saw that, like, we have to go there, but we weren't going to go there tonight because tomorrow was, the next day was a busy day. So we're like, well, we've got 2 more nights. We'll go there.
Yep.
Okay. So we went back, and I think we just went to bed.
Yeah. So
I can already tell you, I didn't sleep very much that night. I was just like anxious.
Yeah, I don't.
I would say because I wouldn't say I was nervous. I was just more anxious, and I'm just the type of person that when I have to wake up early for something, I don't. You're on that schedule all the time.
But when I know it's a little bit different, I can't sleep either.
Right, and I got like 0 sleep that night.
Yeah.
I just tossed and turned, and I just tried to not make a lot of noise while I tossed and turned, but. Eventually, I'm just like, look, I'm just not going to have much sleep. I'm just going to have to make sure I sugar up, and I did. But yeah, then we woke up very early, and
we went. We drove to the house that we were going to do it,
and it's. I mean, driving at that time of morning, I'm sure you're used to it, but like when there's something that big that's going to happen, and you're driving at that time of morning and nothing's going on, I don't say it's creepy. It's just it's a weird feeling.
Yeah,
because we saw all the stuff,
right.
But it's just like, man, just think of it, in not that long, this place is going to have hundreds of thousands of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it's that way for Packer games too, but this is obviously a little bit different.
Right. No, I agree. So we get there, we set up. It's cold, kind of windy.
It was a little raw.
Yep. So we're in the backyard of this house, which we had the day before. We met a listener that we've gotten to know over the years, and it was actually his friend that was renting now, so we didn't even get to meet the people renting it, so it's just kind of awkward because we knew they were sleeping.
Yeah, so like we were setting up, and we just don't want to bother them.
Yeah, and like a lot of remote shows and such, we had some issues with internet.
But then the issue too that I didn't even think of was just the fact that there's so much going on that your signals fighting a lot of other signals and a lot of signals from probably bigger signals. So.
Because it was weird. Like the video stream was actually better from an audio standpoint.
Yes, because I had people that were listening on the radio or listening. I was like texting them pretty often, like, "Hey, what does it sound like? What does it sound like?"
Yeah.
And they said you could tell they're on the radio was a bit different. They go, but the live stream was great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we did it in the shadows. I mean, we saw people walking by. It was super cool. We waved, and you were
the entire 8:00 hour. I was yelling at people, asking them who they want, like. Whatever
jersey they were wearing, their favorite team.
And the first couple of people were kind of didn't really want to answer, but I think after a while, I'm just like, hey, Saints fan, who do you want your team to draft? And they would say, and whatever, and it was.
I think he said Jackson Dart too, or something.
I think so, yeah. And so we were just talking with people as they went by, and like, you and I, while we were doing the show, actually, our beer friends, they just went off on a walk, and we were walking around, and they ran to Kirk Herbstreit and Dog.
Yep.
So that's cool.
Was it Pete, or is that his other dog?
I forget the name.
I can't remember.
Yeah. But they came back like, hey, we saw Kirk Herbstreit.
Yeah. It's like, why'd you tell him to come over here? Yeah.
Right.
Sort of thing. Yeah.
So we were just talking, and we were having fun with it, and no, it was as someone who obviously I didn't broadcast with you when you were at the Super Bowl, like Radio Row, but like that was probably I think the funnest I've ever had doing that, just because of the unique environment and just everything involved. Like you could just feel the energy.
Right.
Like not that long after we went on air, like once you saw people walking around, it's like, okay, you can kind of feel the energy here.
Yeah.
Like
I would agree with that. Then after we kind of like were him and hawing about somewhere else to park.
Yeah, where are we going to do? Where are we going to go?
And shout out to this church, because I think, was it you that spotted it, or you talked to him ahead of time or something? I can't remember if it was you and Nick or you and Josh.
I think Nick and I went for a walk.
Okay.
And then we just saw the church, and we went up and talked to him. We kind of explained the situation. Like, oh, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So
that's what it was. That's what it was. Nick and I went for a walk and just.
So what we did was I think we prepaid or something like that.
Yeah.
Because we went back to Shawano.
Yeah, because we told them, like, hey, if we just pay now, like, and like we'll have a very recognizable vehicle.
Right.
Like, can we just pay now, and then when we come back later, will that be okay? Like, oh no, like, yep, that's perfectly fine. We will have room for you. So, and they did. So we went back to Shawano. I think we kind of just laid low for a little bit. We
got the grill going.
We got Josh. Shout out to Josh. He was set up with all of the provisions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So shout out to Home Oasis, because they gave us the grill to use.
Yeah, that grill is full. That thing is sweet. But we we were grilling out in the parking lot.
Yep.
and had a beverage, and we're just kind of game plan. Okay, what's the rest of the day going to look like for us? And so we got that, and it was early afternoon. We went back.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was. I think the one thing that surprised me, and I think we talked about it last year, was how kind of easy it was to drive around.
Yeah. I was expecting to have a lot more issues. Like the big mind blower for me was Thursday night.
Yeah.
Like when we left,
there was nobody in the parking lot.
Like 15, 20 minutes, and we were back on the highway.
Yeah.
It didn't take long at all. Like I was expecting. I mean, because obviously
a game was worse. A Packers game is worse.
And I've said that's what I was thinking. Like I've been there for Packer games. It's taking longer to get out.
And I think that's what gave me a lot of anxiety going into it. Was this is going to be bad traffic wise?
Yeah, like because you got to figure Packer game 80,000.
Yeah.
Plus, the people are just around. So let's just say 100,000.
Yep.
And it was what was the? I mean the attendance was it 170 something like that?
So I thought it was over 200,000.
Okay, so but let's roughly double that.
Yeah.
And even just like other people.
That might have been the 3 day.
Yeah, but like
but still, yeah.
Much more than that, you would think, oh, it must be tougher. It wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
It was super easy.
It was, and I think that was what I think we talked about that at length.
Yeah, they had a great game plan.
They did.
So yeah, we went back in, and we had kind of split up a little bit because I think at one point you and I wanted to go grab our media passes and just record a little something in the media area.
Yep, which was in the Resch Center.
Yes, in the Resch, which I've been to the Resch many times over the years for state volleyball, state girls basketball. I love that venue.
Yep.
Like, and that's a perfect venue for that too. Like, and we were like, okay, let's go and take care. Let's go do this.
Yep.
Because we signed up because we weren't sure.
Right.
So we're like, we'll go do this. We'll record something, and we can say we did, and just kind of see what it is.
Yep.
And it was cool. It was a good setup.
Got to see Roger Goodell walk through.
You and your good friend Roger Goodell.
That's right.
But yeah, we recorded something there, and we met out, and I think Josh and Nick were just kind of walking around, and I actually ran into some people I knew from Thorpe. That was awesome.
That was the thing. Like you see all these. It reminded me of this huge tailgate party.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, that's what it was.
What was wasn't the Broncos fan like a barrel or something? Like,
yeah.
He did not look like he was wearing clothes.
No.
But like, yeah, we're just walking around, and like, it's funny because, I mean, obviously it's not a big deal for you because you were going to see Packer fans. If I saw a Vikings fan, I would wave or I'd say Skol or, just something like that. Like
Yeah. Well, and then we would go, I mean, again, shout out Josh we had some of these tailgate parties to go to inside and such.
In different places. Like there were different, like there was
like Twisted Tea.
Yeah, but there was like a bar or something that was rented out for it.
Yep.
Like we were watching the end of a Brewer game there.
Yep. That's right. Because Brewers lost.
Yeah, they did. Because we were having a couple of beverages there, and we were, again, walking around. And
and then, kind of the game plan, trying to figure out when to go. And nobody knew. We had these badges to go. It was, how do I want to describe it? Indoors, but not indoors.
It was whenever you saw the wide shot of like Lambeau or like
the outdoor crowd.
Yeah, the outdoor crowd. Like on the right side, there was this area that it was covered with like a white top.
And
like
glass doors or something like that.
Yeah, that's where we were.
Yeah. Yep.
Like that was this, and again, shout out Josh, who, he had through what he does, he was able to get those set up.
Yeah.
So us four went in there, and it was, I mean, we watched the draft from in there, and it was
inclusive
for like food and beverage. So we were, having some beverages, eating some good food, and just kind of taking in the draft and just talking to the people around us. Like, there's some Bears fans we were talking to.
Ravens fan.
I had forgotten about that until I the morning after I texted you, because she just kept going RAVENS Ravens. So I just texted that to the text line.
You did.
And I'd forgot about that until like a week ago. But shout out to the kid too. There's a little kid there that was there with his dad, and the little kid was all about, like, he was super excited, like, like, what do you think this team's gonna do here? And kind of talking to the kid, and like it was like he was super excited. Like
Dad wasn't,
but Dad took him, so good for Dad. But like, I can only imagine, like, if I was that age, like being able to experience something like that.
Yeah,
like that's such a cool thing I'm sure for that kid, and hopefully that's something he remembers forever.
Yep.
But like, yeah, we were going through the draft, and we got to both the Packers and Vikings were picking later on in the first round, so we had some time to wait. But hey, time to have some beverages and eat some food.
Because I think didn't we have to walk through there was another, was it the Johnsonville tailgate building? Because when we walked out, remember, because Charlie Barons was out there, it was another building. Was that the Johnsonville or was this a big there was another building that we walked that was like connected to it, or maybe
I thought that was Friday night.
That could be.
Or am I getting them mixed up?
I don't know. I just remember it was like, because that's where we got the drinks and the food. Like there was the buffet lines and such.
Okay, so no, then because those,
But because Charlie Bear, and you could tell he was trying to avoid people.
Yeah, like fights, people knew who who knew who he was. But yeah, so we went through that and we got to the picks, and obviously, the Packers pick was very memorable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and people were excited, and rightfully so.
Yeah,
like that was kind of cool that happened, and then Mark Murphy kind of playing it up for drama too was fun.
Yeah.
And then the Vikings picked right after that. And then, because we didn't stay till the end.
Right.
Like, when we got to, pick 28-ish, we're like, okay, we can probably go because neither team's going to, trade back in. And, we're just, again, because we were worried about the traffic, we're like, maybe it's not a bad idea. But I'm sure, especially after the Packers pick, there was a fair amount of people that filtered out.
Right. Yep.
Because actually, if you looked out, you could see it. Because you could see the back end of the crowd kind of getting closer to the front.
Yep. Which was kind of similar to when we went to the Chicago one because we started at a certain point. By the end of the draft, we were up front.
Right. Well, for that one, though, we weren't at the main stage.
No.
Because the main stage was inside whatever the
theater was.
The theater was.
Yep.
We were outside. There was an auxiliary stage because that's the infamous Kevin White story.
Yep.
Where Kevin White came out onto the stage. And he's talking, that's a place the picks would come out. I'm sure after they did all, the indoor media stuff, they would come out, here's blah, 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 and they would talk. And Kevin White got drafted by the Bears, so Bears fans, obviously a lot of Bears fans, they were excited. And he made the comment. He's excited to play with a great quarterback like Jay Cutler. And even the Bears fans were kind of just laughing at that. Okay. Yep. We appreciate that you're excited. This is also a reason why Dan and I have always just been Kevin White enjoyers. Just because whenever you see or hear something about Kevin White, hey.
Yep.
But so we did that. We headed out, and again, we made good time.
Oh, and then we had decided that night too that we were going to do the show from our hotel because there was rain.
The weather was bad. It was this
internet connection was probably a little more secure.
This was just going to be easier. This is going to be better for the show because we did the show Thursday the day of. It's a little bit different day 2 doing it from there. We didn't need to. We did it.
Yep.
We didn't need to do it again.
Right.
So we just did it from the show. I literally woke up 5 minutes before because I think my alarm was set for 5:55. I'm but I had heard you putting stuff together, so I'm there's no other reason for me to wake up early. So I was literally, I don't think I was fully still in my pajamas.
You're pretty close,
but from I was from the waist down. I definitely think I virtual meeting did where because we were on the stream. I think I just threw a hoodie on, but I look like I normally do from waist up, but waist down I had pajama pants on.
Right. As dirty as that sounds. Yeah. Well, it actually went better.
I know it did. It did. And that was good because then we just were able to it was a little bit easier to have that established as a home base.
Yes.
For Friday. Because then obviously we had a lot more to talk about with,
and then to rewind the night before. So we were thinking about where to park for the next day. And I was talking to my wife, texting back and forth, and she made a comment about, well, one of my coworkers' parents live next to Lambeau. And I'm like, why are you telling me this now?
Yeah.
And so she talked to her coworker, and she's like, "Yeah, they will have people park in there, and it's only $20." And we paid $100, I think, for the church parking lot.
Actually, it might have been.
I think it was $100.
Yeah, I think you're right. But it was close.
Yeah, it was close. So I'm texting these. I don't know if we walked over the day. I think we did walk over that Thursday just to meet them.
I would say, is that something Josh and Nick did?
I don't think they did it by themselves.
Okay, so maybe you okay.
Yeah. But then we're texting. No, maybe we didn't though. Maybe we didn't. I don't think we did walk over there.
I don't feel like there was a time where you and I were ever apart.
Yeah.
And I don't remember doing that Thursday.
Okay.
So maybe we just waited till Friday because we were after Friday and we did the show from the hotel and in hindsight we should have did it by the pool.
We should have. Josh was making breakfast in the rain out there and stuff.
But then we went in pretty early.
Yeah.
Because we just wanted to go and walk around, and I think maybe just earlier,
because their house was up from, if anybody knows, where Kroll's is, up that street.
Yeah, it's not. It was on the other side.
Yep.
We were parked on two different sides. The thing I forgot to mention from Thursday is Nick and I took the best $15 Jeep ride of our life because we had to walk back to Nick and I went on a walk back to the church, which was a bit of a hike because everybody needed something. You needed a charger.
I needed a charger.
You needed a charger. Other people needed other things. So Nick and I were we'll go walk. But then we were not that far off of when we started, and there was someone that was giving rides,
yep. On a bike or something.
It was it was like a rickshaw.
Yes. Yep.
So Nick and I was like, you guys want to take that up there for $10 or $15? Yeah. So we were cruising and that guy was cruising because we were hitting some bumps, and we were like,
it was a girl.
It was a girl. That's right. She was cruising,
yeah.
And we were just holding on, okay, all right. this speaks to my other regret from that day. I didn't get the gumbo.
I was just going to bring that up because we were walking back to we were walking from there, and the gumbo.
The first time, and people had like little,
coffee stands.
Yeah, little stands and stuff.
Hot
And they're
chocolate.
like, hey, do you want soda? Do you want whatever?
Yep.
But there was someone that was doing like gumbo, and I'm like, ooh, I could do that.
Yep.
I could do that.
Because it smelled awesome.
It did. Like, and it looked good. And like, I just from their vibe, I'm like, I trust that they're going to know how to do this.
Yep.
My worry was eating the combination of the gumbo and then the beer.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how that chemically would react in my stomach.
Yep.
And I don't want to spend this latter half of the first round in one of the porta potties. So we didn't do it, but I'm still regret. Like in hindsight, I should have did it when we were walking back to go home.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Yeah.
Because remember at that time though, I was still thinking we might be stuck in traffic, and I don't want to be stuck in traffic with something on deck.
Right.
So that is a regret of mine.
Did we go to the bowling alley that night? I don't think we did.
I don't think we did. On Thursday night we did. We did Friday because we're there Friday and we're walking around again and we're taking things in. It's raining.
But shout out to the older couple where we parked.
I was saying, do you still have their card?
I think I do somewhere.
Yeah,
if not, apparently my wife's works with their daughter. So.
Yeah, but they were really nice. Because we were set up there, and did Josh post up some grillables there too?
Yes,
not?
he did.
Yeah, because then at some point when it was raining, they opened up their garage, just stay in the garage.
Yep.
So we were getting rained on, and we were just having a couple drinks with them. They're a very nice old couple,
and
they were awesome.
Yeah, like $20.
Yeah, so they're, and it was something we were all interested in, is like the price.
Yeah.
And it was so much supply and demand. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people went into that because you're seeing like 50, 100, maybe more. But then you had people that were doing kind of the all-inclusive thing. We're like, oh, we also got food, and if you want to use the bathroom, that kind of thing.
Do you remember the girl one with the house where we were walking by that asked us, do you guys need to use the bathroom? Do you remember that walking?
Yes. Yeah. Just be like.
Just randomly. We didn't say it. They're like, do you guys need to use the bathroom or anything? Do you want to come in? We're like, we're good.
Oh, is this like Hansel and Gretel? But it was. I mean, they're just being friendly, I'm sure, but it's just caught us off guard.
It did.
But yeah, we were walking, and so then we're like, okay, we're gonna walk over back towards everything because you guys wanted to get those jerseys. Yeah.
Well, because we were walking around because it was. I don't want to say like a flea market or anything like that,
but
there
kind of was.
There
was a lot of various things for sale.
Yep.
And there were like these quote unquote Packer jerseys that were like draft, whatever.
Had 25 as a number. It said draft day for where the name's at.
Yeah. So and these guys wanted to get them, and that's cool. But we were just looking around and seeing what there was to see and having some beverages and then
I would argue Friday setup was probably better than Thursday's.
No, because of Josh.
Yeah.
Because Josh, I think used every one of his connections, and we at that time and ever since have made sure to thank him for that because this was the 10 of 10 setup. Because he was like, oh, we've got this for night 2, and you had kind of told me like, oh, he's kind of got this like VIP thing, or and you just never know.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, so he goes, I don't really know, but I also want to say too much because I don't want to accidentally be wrong.
Right.
So we go, and we're like, okay, well, it's about time to go in because it was like 5-ish.
Yep.
And
day 2 starts a little bit earlier.
Yeah. So we're walking in, and we're walking, and we're kind of like, okay, we're kind of close because we saw where we were last night. We're like, we're closer than that. And then suddenly we go around this corner, and we're like, oh, that's the stage.
Yeah.
And then we were kind of get up there, and we're like, oh yeah, we can be right here if we want to. And there was like a rail. And then you had like other seating behind it, but like nobody was really, there weren't that many people there yet.
No.
So we're like,
so we just took our seats.
We'll just park here and call it good.
Yeah.
And then they had food inside. Like
we go to the back, kind of walk behind it in the back. And
because it was kind of like over where like the ESPN set was.
Yeah, we were right behind Mel Kiper.
I think we took a picture like when they were behind us. Yep. But and the food inside was really good. Like they had like
these biscuit chicken.
Well, they had Wagyu sliders.
Yes.
And you get like mixers. I
don't do this often, but I said I need a scotch, so I got scotch.
That was worthy of a victory scotch.
It was.
And the beverage, it was all good. And then we were just kind of walking back and forth throughout the evening.
I mean, you were wearing your bike, but you were like walking and hanging out with other fans down there.
There's a guy up the road with Justin Jefferson's jersey, so I went over to talk with him. I went to ask the house band if they could play Africa. No, I take it back. I talked to the security guard because there was a security guard between where we could walk, and we're like the band on stage was playing.
Yeah.
So I just went up to the guard and asked him. He kind of laughed. He's like, no, I don't think they're taking requests. I'm like, all right.
Fair enough.
But because there's a couple times where like I think I was going back or forth, and I just stood up there when someone was making a pick.
Yep.
Shout out to Seth Rollins for his pro wrestler Seth Rollins, big Bears fan, for healing up on the crowd because he announced I think it was a second round pick
because he was supposed to first, but I think Bears traded.
Yeah.
Or no, Bears because they drafted tight in first round. But
they drafted.
They traded behind. I think they had their second pick, but then they traded back.
Yeah,
so
but he was there for that.
Yeah.
And he actually does stuff with like Good Morning Football and stuff. Like he's a regular like panelist on there. So and he was healing it up on the Green Bay fans, and I that was entertaining. That was fun.
Yep.
But we're just kind of going back and forth there, and I mean having just drinks were flowing, but not too crazy, obviously. But we're just having a good time, like just kind of taking it in.
Yep.
Because like we understood like this is something we're never going to do again. Like this opportunity of all these things coming together is not going to happen. So let's just have fun with it.
Yep.
We did. The people around us were cool. Like, wasn't the person behind us that was actually like running the picks?
I think so. Yeah.
Because there was someone like she was there for a bit and then she was gone and then she was back.
Yep.
Like, oh, where'd you go? Or you were talking to her. She's like, oh yeah, no. For like the first 45 minutes, I was actually the person running the picks that were to the people that announced them.
Yeah.
Oh. Like, well, that's cool.
It was.
But then it gets, latter half of the third round. We're like, okay, we're probably good. And as I mentioned, like the Vikings had a pick at the end, but I'm like, that's,
We were yelling Shador.
Oh my gosh! If I had $1 for every time we yelled Shador, if you had $1 for every time we yelled Shador, you could pay me to be on the show full time. But like we were, and that was obviously the underlying drama of like, oh, it's gotta be day 2, it's gotta be day 2, and then it wasn't. But we get back in the van and we go back and didn't we drive straight to the bowling alley?
We did because I dropped you guys off. And then I went to go park it in the hotel parking lot, and I walked over.
Because we were just like, okay, we got to go back to the bowling alley.
Yep. Because I think we were worried about are they going to close early or anything like that.
Come on, we should know better. Because we got back there like 10:30, 11.
I think something like
around
that.
there.
Yeah.
And we went there, and I've got a couple pictures on my phone of just us with like was she the owner?
She was her dad owned it. I think her family, like her brother and sisters, owned in that. But yeah.
And again, I was referring to you as not just Dan.
Yeah, because that's literally within 10 seconds, she comes up to me and says,
"Are you Dan?" I said that to her. She's like, "Are you Dan Casper from Sports Talks 105.1's Dan Casper Show?"
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, you sons of.
So we hung out there. We definitely tied more one on there that night because we just knew like, okay, we're done. Like we're leaving the next morning. So we had some fun. Like I said, unfortunately, we didn't get the chance to scoot down the road to. But that's fine. But that's fine.
Yep.
We get back, and again, it was an early morning the next morning because you had to head back for
baseball,
and that was fine with that. Because if we're gonna leave, you might as well leave early.
Right.
So then we got back because that day I just like sat and watched the third day of the draft and probably I napped.
Yeah.
Like there was naps in there.
I crashed after baseball that day.
Imagine.
It was like holy.
I actually got a little bit of sleep Friday night.
And
not
honestly,
much, but a little bit. But
honestly, I was sick for like a week after that.
I remember you saying that.
Like my voice and everything was just.
I don't think I really was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But man, like driving. I would like to know what we looked like going into that quick trip before we left.
Yeah.
Hungover, like 6 a.m. in Shawano, like, because that ride, like, I'm just like, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't feel sick, but I was just like tired. I don't know how to say it. We're like, you've been having a few beers the last few days, but it's like I'm not hungover, like I'm gonna throw up. But I'm just
just kind of
tired,
groggy sort of thing. Yeah.
Like everything feels like it's moving at like 3/4 speed almost.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But then once we got into the ride a little more, it was good. And no, it was.
I don't think anything's gonna live up to that.
No, we can do it again, and I don't think it would be as good as that. It was. Yeah, the Dan van was perfect for that, for hauling stuff and people, and
we went to the meat shop Friday too. We didn't even talk about that on the way down to Maplewood Meats.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we did go to Maplewood.
We loaded up
the famous meat shop on 29.
Yep, yeah,
we stopped there for stuff. That's right.
Yep. So their machines went down.
Yeah, because we got some stuff for ourselves.
Beef sticks, whatever. Yeah, summer sausage, all that stuff.
Snackables.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, it was so fun just seeing how much, like, how everyone was like kind of embracing it as far as like their own thing. Like I mentioned, like the little stands and stuff like that. Like,
and I think going into it, I had my doubts on whether Green Bay was going to be able to do it, and with all the people in that,
right, just the infrastructure.
It surpassed my expectations.
Just the infrastructure. I mean, obviously, Green Bay to us is a big city, but in the scope of the teams in the NFL, obviously, it's not.
Right.
So, like, do you have the infrastructure to host it? They did.
Yeah.
And they could definitely do it again, and they should do it again, and I want them to do it again. And,
yep. Yeah.
All right, Minnesota.
I see. The thing is, like Minnesota, I almost wonder if that's going to be because everything's so tightly packed. Like we went for the Final Four,
right?
And if it's going to be kind of the same,
I would be curious. Like I don't know if there's just like any parks or something that they could do.
Yeah, because I mean the Super Bowl. I mean Ray Rose at Mall of America for crying out loud.
Right. So like, how would they like that? That's the thing. Like the planning. I would like to see because I know they put in for 2028.
Right.
I would just like to see the plans.
Yep.
Of what it would look like.
Yep.
Because it is something I would want to do again.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Maybe even a little bit closer drive.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I went back and forth every day when it was Super
for
Bowl
Radio
week,
Row.
so.
Like, I went the one day with friend of the show, Travis Engel, when we went to visit you. That was Wednesday, I think.
Yep. Because you went to see the Dan Patrick show after.
We went to we met the guys. We saw hit and run in the parking lot of the world's smallest Buffalo Wild Wing because we were waiting in the vehicle for something. Maybe I think there was just a wait inside.
Okay.
So it's like, we'll just wait in the car.
Yeah.
And we saw a car, and it was a really tight one on campus. There wasn't a lot of parking. And someone backed into somebody and just went, we're like, did we just see a hit and run in this parking lot? But yeah, because we went in when the guys were there. I got the pictures of all of them. So
yeah.
So, but no, that was, and then we went to the Bucs game that night because they played T-Wolves.
That's right. Because wasn't Belichick there or something?
Yeah. There was because a friend of ours that met was there. Like he had his own separate ticket, and he was kind of closer to the baseline, and he was like, oh yeah, Bill Belichick, and maybe Bill Belichick should have went to the game because they lost, but
yeah.
But still, no, it was. Saw Jim Rome over by the mini golf course.
That's right. That's where he was posted up. So
you've told those stories before of the people you saw and ran to, and that was
Yep.
But that was a fun setup, and I was sending you awkward pictures of me taking pictures of you.
You were.
While you were on the show or you were interviewing people because we were in the roped off area. So I'm like, hey, it's Dan. Zoom in. Hi, Dan. But yeah, it was like, and it's been fun since then talking to other people that have gone, that went for certain days. Like, I talked to some people that actually were doing like concessionary stuff there, and they made bank. Like,
I can imagine.
Several figures.
Yeah.
Like, they were telling me a little, and that's cool. Like, to see that was something that not just found a way to support Green Bay, but like other organizations from around the state and stuff. No, it was extremely well done. Like, all the credit in the world to, the Packers and everybody who could have put that together.
Exactly.
Like, and I would like to, like, because it's one of those things, like, if it happened again, like, maybe it's something where, like, because this was almost like a work trip.
I'd almost want to do it for fun,
like a friend one.
Yes,
like you could still do your, if you wanted to still do your stuff, obviously there, because that's just a content opportunity. But like, almost a little bit more like almost kind of what we were thinking about the first time.
Yep.
Where like if it was in the cities, I mean that might be the better bet. Where like we do it with some of our friends, and then it's more of that versus just kind of the four of us because
taking a little bit of that stress off and anxiety.
And look, you did. I think you were right doing it in that way because you had never done it before. So it's like, okay, this is a work thing. So like, I don't want to have too many moving parts. I mean, it was a pretty lean crew, just because you just fewer moving parts. Like there's so many other things like you shouldn't have had to been responsible for.
Right.
But this time, maybe it's a little bit different.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like that would be fun.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
I agree. All right. I think that's a good breakdown, man.
Wow, we talked for a while.
Yeah, we did. So, hey, thanks for hanging out for story time for all of us.
He's ready for story time with Brandon and Dan, baby.
Hey, big thanks for tuning in. If you haven't, click that follow, subscribe button on YouTube and on Apple and Spotify, 5-star ratings and all that good stuff. Till next time, I'm Dan. That's Brandon. We'll talk to you in the next episode of the Man Cave Podcast.